Welcome back in another tutorial of Unity Editor and basically another tutorial video of Unity beginners. And as you can see in this tutorial video we're going to learn about the Unity Editor. Okay, let's get started. The first thing, as you can see, this is basically your editor panel and this is basically your editor tab, that where you put your all stuff and get together and basically you develop your scene environment. You basically design it here, how your game should be look and etc. At here you find a game option, so if you want you can switch easily into scene to your editor scene to your game scene. Like you can see that game view, okay, and this is your editor view. Okay, it totally depends on your camera, likewise position, and this move that position it will be show. Also you find here the right side of the camera speed, so you can control the camera speed. And also here there's some more option available, like overlay, what kind of presets or stuffs you want, and etc. And then you find here the basically location, it will be basically giving you information about the X, Y and Z location. And now let's learn about the left side. So if you any that is basically your details pane of world. Like if you add anything in your game at this level, it will become the list at here. So from at here you can customize your that specifically object. And then right side, basically which object you select, it will give you that position, rotation and scale data. With position you can change the location, and the rotation you can rotate that actor whatever you selected. Scale, you can scale that object. Then there you find add component. If you want to add any component on that particular object, you can add with add a component. At the left bottom side you see that there's a content browser. The content browser is basically that what type of whatever you want to use for your game, like any music or your custom build sounds, FX, character models from Blender, you need to add them in this content browser. Once you add that in your content browser, from that you can use. The second, then let's add a simple cube at here, so we can understand the basic navigation of this editor. So for adding anything object, you need to go to game object, then 3D game object, and let's add a simple cube. So here's our basically cube. You can see, let's see our camera where it is. So let's select that and let's change the position. With right mouse you can rotate that camera. With WASD you can move that camera. Okay, you can basically on fly mode. Okay, from that you can rotate. Okay, so now we are in basically the editor port. As you can see, it's showing that the location of this object. For hotkey you can use the W to get the transform or the location, and if you press E it will give you access to rotate that object, and if you press R it will give you access to scale that object. Now if you want to duplicate that object which one you selected, you need just simply press Ctrl plus W, Ctrl plus D one time, and it will be automatically duplicate. Okay, and if you want to delete anything, you need to press Del to delete that object. And then let's do some stuff at here. Like as you can see, this is thing. If you go to game camera view, it will look like this. Okay, now we already learned some basic stuff, so now let's learn about some content browser stuff. Like we want to add a landscape at here where we can customize, so we need to go to 3D objects. So basically on your 3D objects panel you find everything what you need, and then in the file section you find some project settings, like you can open project, you can save your project, or you can customize your project. There you find the build settings if you want to build your game. So from at here you can need to do some setups, and then you can build your project. Then you find edit. So in edit you find some stuff that copy, cut, paste, delete, rename files, play, etc. some shortcuts even basically. And you find some preference. So if you add some plugins, or you want to disable some, or you want to enable some, you can do it from here. Also you find the project settings. So if you want to do some changes in this particular projects, you can do from at here. Then you find the component section. So at component section you can find some components about FX, manager, lots of things available, you can do that. Then you find some a helper, so you can take some codes, or there's some guidelines available, so you can use that and read that and learn that. Also you find some Windows panel, so you can customize your own window. And then the most important part, if you add or buy some asset from marketplaces. Now you want to use that, so in your project how you can do. So for use that, what you need to do, just go to Windows, make sure you add this here. You already seen with your account. Okay, so because it will be automatically get that data from server. Now for using that asset, you need to go to Windows, then go to package manager. So at package manager, by default maybe it's set in projects, so it will give you a tell that which type of stuff you are using currently. It will give you a list. If you want to use your store, so you need to give my asset, and there you find all of your asset list. So then you need to press first download, then press on import. Then once you press import, it will be pop up in message that basically like this, that which stuff you want to basically import. So it will give you access, then just press on import. This stuff will come at here. For example, let's add in now a train at here. So what you can do, go to game and then 3D, or you can go to 3D objects, right side the train. And for customize your train, what you can do, for now let's don't customize our train, let's use that, because here basically we are only want to use. If you go to game camera, you can see how much space we have. So yep, now let's add some stuff, like let's add a building. So go to you can go to buildings, then you find prefab. So just double click on your prefab, then you find something like this building. So you just drag and drop, and that is totally easy to basically drag and drop. Now with that, you can basically start setting your own game or your game environment. So just do it's basically it's very easy. Some of cases you need to do some customization, and you can do it very easily. Okay, so if I show you, like with that game camera selection, you can choose in a real time that how it's basically working or preferring, or it's you can also find a lock mode, so you can, the camera will be locked. So okay, and then if you go to game camera, so you can actually see that how it's basically looking. So guys, I guess that is enough for today, like how you can, basically how you can do that and etc more. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in next tutorial video.